Hi there, this is Michael from Scayl. I'd just like to give you a very quick overview of our range of packing machinery, and also just to tell you a little bit more about Scayl and what it is that we do. So firstly, Scayl. Well, what is it that we do? We solve problems. We solve a very big problem out there, in the sense that if you are hand packing any of your dry ingredients, whether that is loose leaf tea, it could be coffee beans, it could be ground coffee, nuts, seeds and powders, then we can absolutely help you. The range starts from packing around 300 grams up to the biggest machine over here, which will pack up to 5 kilos. I will talk you through a little bit more about that, but where did Scayl start and how did we come about solving this problem? Well, the interesting thing there is the fact that we solved our own hand packing problem with our sister company called Brew the Gourmet Tea Club. Now, Brew started actually in the founder's kitchen by hand packing very small amounts of loose leaf tea for a tea subscription club. It was extremely time consuming, it was very wasteful, not to mention the hygiene issues of contaminating. There was all sorts of problems, but the biggest thing was the amount of time that it would take to do that. So what did we do? We went to look for a solution to the problem. We found that out on the marketplace you were looking at a minimum of £16,000 to even get close to solving the problem. That would have meant going for fully automated machinery, and the problem with full automation as a small business is you don't have control over your product. You can't do 10 of something or 5 of something or even 1 of an item for a sample for somebody, because you'd have to take the whole line down. Automated lines aren't set up for that kind of flexibility, and as a business owner yourself, you will know flexibility and being agile and be able to react to help your customers quickly and efficiently as early as possible is very important. So, Brew the Gourmet Tea Club is where this started, and from there Scayl was born. So Scayl was a brand that came out of Brew from solving our own problem of hand packing. It's as simple as that. If you hand pack, we can definitely help you. So without further ado, I'm just going to very quickly walk you through the range to explain a little bit more about each one and what it can do. So firstly, we have the Fill 300. The Fill 300 is capable of holding up to 2.5 kilos in the top hopper, and it will dispense a maximum of 300 grams, product dependent. It depends upon the density of the product. Obviously a very leafy product, like in here I've got some loose leaf tea. It is quite light, so you wouldn't fit as much in, just to give you an example. So I already have the machine set up to 10 grams of loose leaf tea. I'm going to press the start button. It's now weighing the 10 grams. The first one is slightly over because when you first start the machine off, the first couple are slightly out as the machine, there we go, learns the product. So on the second one it's accurate. It's exactly 10 grams on there. It gives us a pack count on here as to how many packets that we have dispensed. In there I've already got my 10 grams of loose leaf tea ready to go. So that's all you have to do. It operates from a sensor, so that right now it has the 10 grams in the internal hopper inside there. I'm going to present the pack, and there's a little magic under there that will sense that the pack has gone underneath the spout. Pop that in there. I'm just going to pull that back in just to show you one more time, because that last one I wasn't watching correctly, so I'm just going to pop that in there. It's as quick as that. 10. There's another one in there. I'm going to pull that back into the top, and one more. Turn straight into there. Alternatively, we can disconnect the sensor and use the foot switch, which we can place on the floor. So sometimes if you're moving around a lot and leaning near the machine, you can cause the sensor to trigger there. So it just depends on how you're working, but I find the sensor personally, I think for this machine is absolutely brilliant because it's productive, it's quick. If we want to get on a packing run now and get moving, this is a very, very productive machine. Okay, so that's the Phil 300. That is £999.99. It's a desktop. As you can see, it's about the size of a microwave. It's very, very light and compact. You could easily pick that up and move that around to any location. Easy to clean. So that's the Phil 300. Next we move on to the Phil 500. Now the 500 is capable of holding up to 5 kilos in the top hopper and dispensing a maximum of 500 grams. Now this is a slightly different machine compared to the rest of them. It does work in a different way in the fact that it is more for blended products, so things like granolas, where you've got a mix of different seeds, different types of products all mixed together. Also blended loose leaf teas it's very good for as well. The idea behind it is that it keeps the blend consistent. So if we pour a blended product into there, you don't end up with the vibration as everything moves down with different amounts of the ingredients coming through at the end. So, for example, in here I've got mini marshmallows. So I'm going to present the pack up there. I've got the foot switch. This also has a sensor attached to it as well. You can use the sensor, but if I press the foot switch, there we go. So we have in there, this is set to 40 grams of marshmallows. As you can see, just mini marshmallows, the type that you would put on top of hot chocolate or something like that. So there we have it. I'll just pull those back in and just show you one more time. So we're going to present the pack up to there. The sensor has been disconnected. Just to show you an example, I'm pressing the foot switch, which is on the floor down there, and there we have it. Very productive. Again, this will go up to 500 grams, product dependent again, but I recommend this mainly for blends. So that's the Phil 500. So next we move on to, and for this I'm going to get myself a bucket, which we have over here. So this is the Phil 2500. So the 2500 is capable of holding up to 25 kilos in the top hopper, and it will dispense a maximum of 2.5 kilos. Now at the moment I have set up, I'm just going to move to this side for you, this is a little bit easier, 250 grams of coffee beans. So you can dispense that straight in the bucket in there, so you can see nice and quick this machine. 250 grams already, ready to dispense. Again, this will handle powders, it will handle all sorts of things. I've actually sold one of these to a customer for packing sweets. Hard-boiled sweets, there were some jellied sweets in there, all sorts of different products like that. So, another very, very versatile machine. I'm going to pull that back in there, because I don't have a massive amount of it. But there we go, we're at 250 again, we're going to dispense. We're using the foot pedal down here. There's no sensor attached to this machine, it's a bit too big for that. And there we have it. So that is the Phil 2500. Now there is a hopper extension available for this, as you can see on this machine over here. It also attaches to this, and it will increase the input from 25 kilos up to 40 kilos, depending on the product again. This is actually flared out at the sides to allow to spread the weight so we don't have too much head pressure down the centre. And this machine runs with far more ingredients in the top so that you don't have to load it as often should you need that. So again, very, very straightforward. That is the Phil 3500. Moving on to this one. Now this is identical, other than the Phil 5000 is capable of with the extension on, 40 kilos on the top, and it will dispense up to 5 kilos. Again, depending on the product density. Something like coffee beans, you may get around 3 kilos or something like that, as an example. I've got that set to 1 kilo. I've already got 1 kilo measured out in there, ready to go. So let me just pull that back into there. I'm now going to show you by dispensing this product here. That's 1 kilo. Have a look inside there. So by the time I've shown you this, pull back to the machine, it takes about that amount of time to get your packet ready to pack, and away we go. That's the whole of the range. There are also some extensions available to the chute, so I'll just give you an example on this one. 2 clips on the side there, and we have some different adapters. There's another smaller adapter as well. So these are capable of packing into anything from a very small pouch that's about approximately 70 millimeters across, the small pouches. I've sold these to a customer that packs garlic powder into glass jars, and the actual extension fits perfectly into those jars, and then they go straight onto a production line for dosing with a white vinegar afterwards. So they're very, very versatile machine. We've had these machines packing all sorts of different ingredients. So that is the fill range from Scayl. I do hope that you found this video extremely useful. Of course, if you do have any questions at all, please have a look just here. Is the phone number to give us a call. We'd be happy to chat to you. And thank you very, very much for watching.